dear students. I welcome you all for the video class. Today I am going to teach you Geography Chapter 4 Agriculture. Agriculture is one of the oldest activities of the human community, isn't it? You know that and all. Okay children, what is mean by the word agriculture? Then where it is derived? Do you know that? The word agriculture is derived from two Latin words. What are the children? One is agar, another one is culture. What is it meaning? Yes, the cultivation of land. Students, now you know the meaning of agriculture, then where it is derived. Isn't it? In this chapter, we will discuss the topics. First one is economic activities. In that, we will discuss about the three main activities. One is primary, then primary activity. Then second one is secondary activities. Then third one is tertiary activities. Clear children? That is the transformation from a plant to a finished product. It involves mainly three economic activities. What are they children? One is primary, then secondary, then tertiary activities. Clear? Next, second topic is farm system. Next one is types of farming. In this topic, we will discuss about the different types of farming that can be practiced in various ways across the world. Already you know that children, what are the different types of farming? Yes, one is subsistence farming, another one is commercial farming. Clear? Okay children, we'll move on to next one. Next one is major crops. Under this topic, we'll discuss about the different types of crops. What are the crops you will know children? Yes, one is rice, then wheat, millets, maize, cotton, jute, coffee, tea, then so on. But in this chapter, we will discuss about some crops. Clear? Next topic is agricultural development. In this topic, we will discuss about how to improving the methods of farming and irrigation. Okay students, at first we will discuss about the economic activities and its types. Clear? Okay children, what is mean by primary activities? Yes, all the activities related to gathering, then extraction and production of natural resources that are called as primary activities. Again repeat, what is mean by primary activities? All the activities related to gathering, then extraction and production of natural resources, that is called as primary activities. Okay children, give some example for primary activities. Yes, very good. Agriculture, fishing, mining, cattle rearing and so on. Clear? Second one is secondary activities. What is mean by secondary activities? The activities that are related to the processing of products obtained from the primary activities. What is mean by primary activities? Related to gathering or extraction and production of natural resources. The activities that are related to the processing of products obtained from the primary activities, that is called as secondary activities. Give some example. Yes, making clothes from natural fibers, then manufacturing iron or stainless steel from the minerals obtained through mining. Clear children? Then third main activity is tertiary activities. What does mean by tertiary activities? Yes, the service rendered to the society are included in the tertiary activities. Okay children, give some examples for tertiary activities as transport, banking, then medicine, teaching, administration, trade and so on. Clear? Are you understand children? We'll move on to next topic. Next one is farm system. Agriculture is now considered a well-managed system, isn't it? It requires inputs. What are the inputs for agriculture children? As like seeds, machineries, fertilizers, then labors, rainfall, sunshine and so on. Then some of the operations also involved in this system. What are the operations? Sowing, then harvesting, then plowing and so on, isn't it? These are the operations involved. What are the inputs given? Inputs like seeds, machineries, fertilizers, rainfall, labor, sunshine and so on. Then operations involved in this system is plowing, sowing, then harvesting and so on. These are the operations. Then what is the output children? Is exactly the crops. Crops produced are the considered as the output. Clear? In the inputs we have two types. One is physical inputs, then another one is human inputs. What are considered as a physical input children? Yes, sun, rainfall, soil, topography, then mountains, plateaus, plains. These are considered as a physical inputs. What are considered as a human input? Yes, machinery, seeds, fertilizers, means of irrigation, then labor, transport and so on. These are considered as a human inputs. Now you understand this? What does mean by farm system? Farm system, agriculture is a well managed system. It has some inputs, then operations, then output. In that input given to that like seeds, machineries, fertilizers, labor, rainfall, sunshine and so on. Some of the operations involved in the system are plowing, sowing, then harvesting and so on. Then what is our output? Yes, our crop is a main output. Crops produced are the considered as the output. Clear? In that input we have two types. One is physical input, another one is human input. What are the things which comes under the physical input children? Sun, rainfall, then soil, topography, then mountains, then plateaus, plains and so on. Clear? Then what are they considered as a human inputs? Machineries, seeds, fertilizers, means of irrigation, then labor, then transport, so on. Okay. Are you clear student? We'll move on to next topic. Next one is types of farming. Students, agriculture is practiced in different parts of the world. It is based, depending on geographical conditions. Then level of technical know-how, the availability of labor and demand. According to that, farming can be classified into two main types. What are they children? First one is subsistence farming. Then second one is commercial farming. Clear children? These two are considered as the two main types of farming. Clear children? In that, subsistence farming can be further classified into two types. One is intensive subsistence farming, then second one is primitive subsistence farming. Clear? Then the commercial farming also classified into different types. First one is plantation farming, then commercial grain farming, then mixed farming, then livestock ranging. Clear students? Farming is mainly classified into two types. One is subsistence farming, another one is commercial farming. Again, the subsistence farming is also classified into two types. One is intensive subsistence farming, another one is primitive subsistence farming. Then second one, major type, that is main type, is commercial farming. That can be further classified into 4 types. One is plantation farming, then mixed farming, then commercial grain farming. Last one is livestock ranging. Clear? Okay students, we'll see what is mean by subsistence farming. In subsistence farming, crops are grown mainly to meet the needs of the farmer's family. What is mean by subsistence farming? Subsistence farming, the crops are grown mainly. The crops are used to meet the needs of the farmer's family. Clear children? In this type of farming, low levels of technologies is used. Clear? Then family members, that farmers' family members are involved in the cultivation of crops. While cultivating the crops, that time the traditional methods only used in this type of farming. Which type of farming, children? A subsistence farming. Clear? In subsistence farming, the output or crop production is very small and fulfill the requirements of the farmer's family only. Clear? What is mean by subsistence farming? The crops which are grown in this subsistence farming is mainly to meet the needs of the farmer's family. Clear? The subsistence farming is classified into 2 types. What are the children? Yes, one is intensive subsistence farming, another one is primitive subsistence farming. Okay students, what is mean by intensive subsistence farming? Intensive subsistence farming is mainly practiced on the small piece of land. Clear children? In this type of farming is very simple and basic farm tools only used there. Then this type of farming depends heavily on human labor. It is suitable for the place that has only fertile soil and long sunny climate. More than one crops raised on the same piece of land in 1 year. Okay children, then next point is food crops like rice, wheat, then maize and pulses are grown in this type of farming. Which type of farming, children? Is intensive subsistence farming. First one is subsistence, that in that type of farming is mainly used to meet the needs of the farmer's family. But in intensive subsistence, only a small piece of land is taken for the cultivation. Intensive subsistence farming is mainly practiced in thickly populated regions of the world. Clear? So, what are the thickly populated regions in the world, children? Yes, south side, then east side and Southeast Asia, where their monsoon is prevalent. Clear? Then what is the second type in subsistence farming? Yes, very good. Primitive subsistence farming. Primitive subsistence farming is also the type of traditional methods of farming. Clear? It is also further classified into 2 types. One is shifting cultivation, another one is nomadic herding. Okay students, first we'll discuss shifting cultivation. In this type of agriculture, trees are cut and burned to clear the land where the cultivation is to be done. If the cultivation is done, then the trees are cut and burned to clear the land. Okay, that ashes acts as a manure for the crops. After 2 to 3 years, when the soil loses its fertility, farmers shift from one place to another piece of land. Okay, shifting cultivation is also known as slash and burn agriculture or bush and fallow agriculture. Clear children? It is also called as shifting cultivation is also called as slash and burn agriculture or bush and fallow agriculture. In this type of agriculture, crops like maize, then yam, potatoes, and so on. These are grown in these areas. Clear? It is mainly practiced in the tropical rainforest of the Amazon basin, then Congo basin, then Southeast Asia and northeastern states of India. Clear? Do you understand, children? What is meant by shifting cultivation? It is a type of agriculture. The trees are cut and burned to clear the land where the cultivation is to be done. Okay. The asses act as a manure for the crops. This type of agriculture, shifting cultivation, is also known as what? Yes, slash and burn agriculture. What type of crops are cultivated in the shifting cultivation, children? Yes, maize, then yam and potatoes and so on. In which area? Yes, Congo basin, tropical rainforest or tropical evergreen forest. The tropical forest areas. Clear? Tropical forest of the Amazon basin, then Congo basin, Southeast Asia and northeastern states of India. Are you clear, children? We'll move on to next one. Next one is nomadic herding. In this kind of farming, herdsmen move from one place to another place along with the cattle in search of pastures and water. Clear, children? Nomadic herding depends on the climatic conditions and the nature of the terrain. Then the nomadic herders. This is practiced mainly in semi-arid and dry regions like parts of Central Asia, then Sahara Desert, then parts of Rajasthan and Jammu and Kashmir in India. Clear? Some of the common animals reared by the nomadic herders are sheep, goat, camel and yak. They provide milk, meats, then skins, hides and wool for the people. Are you clear, children? What does mean by subsistence farming? Then two types of subsistence farming. In the two types, what are the two types? One is primitive, another one is intensive. In that primitive also having two types. One is shifting cultivation, another one is nomadic herding. Clear? We'll move on to next one. Second farming is commercial farming. The main aim of objective of commercial farming is trade. Clear? The main objective or main aim of the commercial farming is what, children? Is trade. The cultivation of crops and rearing of animals is done mainly for the commercial purposes. Clear? In that name itself you can have the answer. The cultivation of crops and the rearing of animals is done mainly for the what purpose? Commercial purpose. This type of farming is practiced on large vast areas. Clear? Then most of the agriculture activities are performed using machines. Commercial farming is capital intensive. Clear? Students, what is the main aim or main objective of the commercial farming? Yes, trade. Clear? Then cultivation of crops and rearing of animals is done mainly for what? Commercial purposes. Then this type of farming is practiced on which type of areas? On large vast areas. Clear? Commercial farming is again classified into four types. Already I told you, what are the four types? One is commercial grain farming, then mixed farming, then plantation farming and livestock ranging. Clear? First we'll discuss the commercial grain farming. In this type of farming, crops are grown for the commercial purposes. What is mean by commercial purposes? Yes, that is for sale or export. Wheat and rice are some common crops in commercial grain farming. Clear? Then the commercial grain farming is practiced on the lands spreading over hundreds of hectares. These are called as farms. Commercial grain farming is mainly practiced on the lands spreading over hundreds of hectares of land. Clear? Is practiced on spreading over large areas. That is called as farms. Then the different types of modern high-tech equipments are so used for the cultivation. In which type of cultivation we are using the high-tech equipments are used? As commercial grain farming. This type of farming is typical in temperate grasslands of the world like the prairies of North America and the steppes of Russia and the pampas of Argentina. Due to the moderate rainfall, short growing season and severe winters, cultivation is restricted to single crop in this type of farming. Clear, children, or you understand or not? Next one is mixed farming. Okay, children, what is mean by mixed farming? Yes, the cultivation of food grains and the rearing of animals are practiced together. So it is called as what? Mixed farming. Again on time, what is mean by mixed farming? The cultivation of food grains and rearing of animals are practiced together. Both the activities are practiced on the same land. What are the activities, children? One side cultivation of food grains, then another side rearing of animals. So they practiced on the same land. That is called as mixed farming. Clear? Then besides food grains, fodder for animals is also grown in this type of farming. Clear? Then animal products like milk, eggs, meat and so on, they are obtained here. In this type of farming, animal products also obtained. Clear? Then cow dung is used as a natural manure. It increases the fertility of soil and also enhances the crop production. Clear? In this type of farming, farmers practice crop rotation methods. Why they are using crop rotation method means to maintain the fertility of the soil. Mixed farming is mainly practiced in the high populated areas such as USA, then Argentina, then southeastern Australia, then New Zealand, then South Africa and some other countries of Europe. Are you clear, children? We'll move on to next topic. Next one is plantation farming. Plantation farming is also a type of commercial farming. In this type of farming is mainly grown for profit and resemble factory production. In this type of farming, a single crop is cultivated on a large area. Clear, students? In this type of, which type of farming, children? That plantation farming. In this type of farming, a single crop is cultivated on a large area. It is both labor intensive and capital intensive. Clear, children? The product obtained from the plantation crops are processed near the fields. Okay, students, now you may tell some plantation crops. Yes, tea, coffee, then rubber, then banana and sugar cane and cotton. These are some plantation crops you may know, isn't it? Then plantation farming is mainly practiced in which areas? It is mainly practiced in tropical countries like the rubber plantation of Malaysia, then coffee plantations of Brazil and the tea plantations of India and Sri Lanka. Clear, children? We'll move on to next topic. Next one is very interesting topic, that is major crops. There are different types of crops grown in different parts of the world, isn't it? Crops provide food for the people and raw material for agro-based industries. Clear? Students, one main thing is crops also in two types. What are the two types, children? One is food crops, another one is non-food crops. Which crops are considered as a food crops? Yes, pulses, fruits, vegetables, then cereals. Okay, children. Then what are the crops considered as a non-food crops? Yes, first one is fiber crops, then industrial crops, and the one main crop is what? Yes, beverage crop. What is the example for fiber crops? As cotton, jute are considered as a fiber crops. Then beverage crop, tea, coffee, these are considered as a beverage crop. Then last crop is industrial crops. What are considered as an industrial crop? Rubber, then tobacco, these are considered as an industrial crop. Okay, students, first we'll discuss the food crops. What are the main food crops you may know? Rice, wheat, then millet, then maize. These are considered as a food crops you may know. First one is rice. It is a major crop of the all over the world, isn't it? What type of region is used for cultivating the rice? Is tropical and subtropical regions. Then climatic conditions. It requires high temperature and heavy rainfall. Then rice grows well in alluvial soil. Clear? Major producers of the world is China is the largest rice producing country, followed by India, then Japan and Sri Lanka and Egypt. Clear? Okay, children, who is the major producers in India? As West Bengal is the largest producer of rice, where 2 or 3 crops are grown in a year due to favorable climatic conditions. Children, are you clear? We'll move on to next one. Next one is wheat. Wheat is considered as the second most important crop, that is next to rice. Okay. The regions covered by the wheat are temperate regions. Then climatic conditions, it requires moderate temperature and average rainfall during the growing season and bright sunshine during harvesting. Clear? What is that climatic conditions of wheat? It requires moderate temperature and average rainfall during the growing season. While we are harvesting, bright sunshine is needed. Clear? First, we'll discuss the major producers of the world. Wheat is extensively grown in USA, Canada, Russia, Argentina, Australia and India. But in India, major producers in India, it is grown in the winter season as a rabi crop in Punjab, then Haryana and Uttar Pradesh. Clear? Children, please make a note of it. Take a notebook and make a tabular column. In that first column name is rice, then second one is wheat, then third one is millet, then fourth one is maize. Okay. In that, what are the regions? First one is crop introduction like that. Then second row name is region. Then third one is climate. What type of climate is used for cultivating or growing? That is used in climate. Then soil. What type of soil is used for growing or cultivating the crops? Then fourth row is soil. Then major producers. Fifth is major producers of the world. Then sixth one is major producers in India. Okay. If you are doing like this means it is very easy while you are studying for the exam. Okay, students, we'll move on to next one. Next one is millet. millet. These are the coarse grains such as jowar, then bajra and ragi. And what type of regions are used here? Dry and hot regions. Then climatic conditions, high temperature and very low rainfall is required. Clear? Then soil. Sand soil is suitable for growth. Then major producers of the world are the leading producers are producing countries or producers are India, China and Nigeria. Then last was major producers in India. Then India, Rahi, in India, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Then Jowar, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh. Bajra in the dry areas of Uttar Pradesh, then Gujarat, Rajasthan and Maharashtra. Clear students? Then we'll move on to next one. Next one is maize. Children, maize is also called what children? Yes, corn. Then regions. Regions suitable for this maize is temperate regions. Clear? Then what are the type of climates? What type of climates is used? It requires moderate temperature and rainfall along with adequate sunshine. Clear? Then soil type. It grows in areas of well-drained and fertile soils. Then major producers of the world, major maize producing countries are what are they? North America, then Brazil, Canada, Russia, China, India and Mexico. Then major producers in India, Uttar Pradesh, then Rajasthan, then Bihar and Punjab. These states are the leading producers of maize in India. Clear? Children, next we'll discuss non-food crops. Non-food crops also in three types. One is fiber crops, then beverage crops and industrial crops. First we'll discuss fiber crops. In that fiber crops, two crops we will discuss. One is cotton and another one is jute. First we'll discuss the cotton. Cotton is a type of fiber crop which provides raw material to cotton textile industry. Clear? Then what type of climate is required? High temperature, then less rainfall and 210 frost-free days are required. Then soil type. It is easily cultivated in black soil and alluvial soil. Then major producers of the world. Cotton major producing of the world, China, USA, India, Pakistan, Brazil and Egypt are the major cotton producing countries in the world. India is the second largest producer of the cotton throughout the world, I am telling children. Then the major producers in India are the leading producing states. What are the states? Punjab, Haryana, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh. Children, are you understand? Students, you may know jute is called as golden fiber. Why it is called as golden fiber? Because due to its yellow color and the valuable foreign exchange it earns through export. That's why it is called as golden fiber. Clear? Okay students, what type of climate is required for jute? High temperature, then heavy rainfall and humid climate is also required. Then soil type, it grows well in alluvial soil. Then major producers of the world. Who are all the major producers of the world? India, then Bangladesh and Brazil. Students, then major producers in India. What are the states you may know children? West Bengal, then Jharkhand, Bihar, Assam, Meghalaya and Odisha are some of the jute producing states. Okay. Okay students. Next we'll move on to beverage crops. In that beverage craft, first we'll discuss about coffee. Coffee grows in tropical regions. Then coffee powder is made by roasting and grinding coffee seeds. Coffee requires warm and wet climate and normal rainfall. That is called coffee's climatic conditions. Then next one is soil type. It needs well-drained loamy soil. It grows on hill slopes at an altitude of 500 to 1500 meter above the sea level. Clear? Throughout the world, Brazil is the largest producer of coffee, then followed by Colombia, India, Ethiopia and Indonesia. Producing states in India. In India, coffee is grown mainly in which areas? Hilly areas of Kerala, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Clear? Okay children, next we'll discuss tea. Tea is the most popular beverage and plantation crop. Tea is made from the leaves of the tea plant. Then climatic conditions. It requires a warm and humid climate and average rainfall of about 150 to 300 centimeter yearly. Then soil type. Tea needs only well-drained loamy soil and its cultivation is confined to hill slopes. Then major producers of the world are such countries are India, then Sri Lanka, Kenya and Bangladesh. Then major producers in India, Assam, West Bengal, then Uttarakhand and southern slopes of Nilgiri hills. Okay children, we'll move on to next one. Next one is agricultural development. Okay students, what is mean by agricultural development? It means nothing but to increase the farm production by making planting, then harvesting and processing of crops. The main aim is it leads to the food security and reduction in poverty. Clear? Agriculture development can happen through the following ways. What are the ways you may know children? Increasing the area of arable land, then improving the methods of farming and irrigation, then use of high yield variety of seeds, high yield quality seeds and ensuring the availability of fertilizers, then pesticides, insecticides and so on. Then one main thing is encouraging the use of high-tech agricultural equipments like tractor, then combine harvesters and so on. Then ensuring the availability of transport and storage facilities. Then two case studies given in your book. One is farm in India, another one is farm in USA. Farming in India is mainly of subsistence type. The average size of the land holding is around 2.5 hectares. Then the farmers are very poor and illiterate, so they are using only the primitive tools. The methods of farming also still traditional. In recent years, with the concentrated efforts of the state and central government, the agriculture scenario is undergoing the rapid changes. With the consolidation of land holdings, then the mechanized agriculture has been made possible. Clear? Farmers are now using the high yield varieties of seeds, then fertilizers, better methods of irrigation, then tractors, threshers and harvesters. Through the Green Revolution and White Revolution, India has become a leading producer of food grains and milk in the world. However, though the Green Revolution has brought about a grain revolution, it has also led to the degradation of land and pollution of water bodies and has harmful effects on humans as well as the flora and fauna. Children, are you understand what I am conveying? Okay children, next we'll discuss farming in USA. The average size of the farm is very large, then farming is mostly extensive in nature. Then the most of the activities are done using the machines. Production is done on a large scale and the farmers earn huge profits. The US farmers has resulted in highly scientific methods of cultivation, like the use of high yielding variety of seeds, then use of fertilizers, then better methods of irrigation, then soil conservation techniques and use of combine harvesters. Then the US government offers loans and subsidies to the farmers. The farmers in the USA are encouraged to explore new markets for agricultural goods. Students, I am just telling the farming methods. What are the farming methods used in India and the USA? You have to read your book. It can have some stories. It is very nice. You have to read it in your book. I hope you all understand this chapter clearly. We'll see next video class. Thank you students.